set, Bill? So, call this meeting of the Common Council to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Byer. Here. Niles.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Brandel. Lars.
Here.
Tully.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Teeter.
Here.
President Crandall is excused tonight. This time we'll entertain public participation. Anyone who would like to, please come to the podium. Welcome, Cindy.
Cindy Keller, Jefferson Parks Recreation Forestry Department. We're here tonight to give you our year in review. This year we're doing a little bit differently. We're going to actually have our student intern give this presentation, but I'm going to have Chad give you just a little background on her first.
Evening. So earlier in the, or I should say later in the summer, last August, Megan, who's been an employee of the City Park and Rec Department for a couple of years now, approached Cindy and I with interest in being a co-op student during the school year, where she earns some high school credits while she works and takes classes. And so she's been with us since the start of August, and we are so appreciative of having her. One of the things I asked her to do was to put together the year in review that we came to you guys last year and presented. And since Megan took the role in researching and gathering all the data, we thought it was only fair that she actually gets to present the information that she researched. And the sheet that you have in front of you was actually designed specifically by her. So everything you see and that she presents tonight is all her work. So. Plus, it's also a good public speaking opportunity for her as well. So, Megan, what is yours?
We'll be here for more also.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Megan. Like Chad said, I'm here to speak about our numbers in the Parks and Rec Department and our 2021 year in review. So I'm going to start with the number of participants we had in our programs this year. We had 13,081. And as you can see, it was an increase in over 2,000, almost 3,000, which is great. And it helped that we did have 4 new programs this year. We had our new Blush and Brush program, which was ran down at the wine shop over Stable Rock. And then we had our Park and Play, which was a free program for anyone and all ages of youth could come to Rotary Park and play for a few hours with our equipment. We had a recreational tree climbing program, and as you can see in the middle of the brochure here, that is a picture from that program. And then lastly, we had our Start Smart, Move and Play program. This year we had 94 shelter rentals. That was a combined number of all our shelters throughout the year. And we had over $9,000 in sponsorship money. Our most popular programs this year, which I was surprised, was the Senior Center. We got the number back from Sheila for our participants there. I was like, wow, that's a lot. So yeah, that was our number 1 program. And then our youth athletics, which was actually our number 1 last year, is now our number 2. And then our aquatics was our 3rd most popular programs. And those are all the aquatic programs combined together. And then we had 102 trees removed this year and 63 trees planted. And then in the little circles up there, we had our Senior Center re-roofing project. And we had our Meadow Springs Conservancy, which is still being worked on. So that was our year in review.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions of Megan?
What is Start Smart, Move and Play?
Is that the Saturday?
So, Start Smart Move and Play is a physical literacy based class or program for kids under the age of 3 that is more geared towards working on motor skills and learning through kind of just general play. So it's station based, so the kids have an opportunity to move through different stations and work on skills.
What's Blush and Brush?
Blush and Brush is the program down at Stable Rock, where you learn a new painting. The participants have to be 18 years older. They can paint, and then if you are 21 and older, the blush part is where you can drink wine. So that's why we call it that.
You signing up, Peggy?
I think I will.
You're not 21.
Oh, you're sweet. No, I'm not 21, I'm a tad bit or a quarter older.
Any other questions?
I did want to just ask, it's interesting because the last time we were here, we were still, we were very much in the middle of the pandemic, and obviously programming had continued. We definitely felt the effects of the pandemic as it impacted our participation. Now coming to you in 2022, after the end of 21, you can see that a lot of our programs, almost all of them, have pretty much come back to its entirety. Yes, there's been some decrease in numbers here and there, but I think we could attribute that to during the pandemic, when there wasn't programming or in certain areas, there were families that found different outlets. They found different or new recreational opportunities that now have kind of become part of their everyday family life. So that's okay, that's a good thing. That's kind of what it's all about. But we're pretty confident that things are back and moving smoothly, and obviously we're going to always continue to work and create new programs that are in the interest of the community.
Okay, thank you very much. Great
Thank
job, I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Peggy.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, we'll move on to resolution number 99, tonight's consent agenda. Alderwoman Byer, please.
Honorable Mayor, council members, and citizens, City of Jefferson Resolution Number 99. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that the consent agenda for March 15th, 2022 is hereby adopted. Vouchers payable for March 2022 in the amounts of $186,202.15. February manuals in the amounts of $3,513.95. Payable summary for March 11th, 2022 in the amounts of $171,909.17. 2022 Jefferson Historical Society subsidy for $1,000. 2022 Penn Air subsidy, Ellen Wedmeyer. Council minutes from March 1st, 2022 of the Common Council, licenses as approved by the Regulatory Committee. We didn't have any operator's license. The Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin Conservancy Club, a special Class B picnic license for their, for their May 16th event out at Fairgrounds. A temporary closure of the city right-of-way for the Jefferson Public Library trash fair, which features a trash lab, so we can learn about partnership with Dane County Department of Wastewater Renewables, and can educate us about how to create less trash. And the Jefferson Chamber of Commerce wine walking temporary Class B picnic license on May 13th, 2022. I would so move.
It's been moved, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mrs. Teeter. And any questions or comments? Seeing none. All in favor of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No, or abstain if you're opposed. We're not there.
Alderwoman Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Byer.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution number 100, a resolution authorizing the move of the April 5th council meeting. Alderwoman Teeter, please.
Thank you, fellow council members, honorable mayor, and citizens of Jefferson. Whereas the City of Jefferson Common Council typically meets on the first and third Tuesday of each month. In this case, April 5th, 2022, but because of the general election being that date, therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that in here we'll hold the Common Council meeting on Wednesday, April 6th, 2022. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Second by Mrs. Niles. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye as your name is called. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Byer. Aye. Niles.
Aye.
It's unanimous, thank you. Resolution number 101, a resolution authorizing the sale of property to Bond Realty LLC. Alderman Tully, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Opperman. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 101, authorizing sale of property to Bond Realty LLC. Whereas the City of Jefferson recently adopted a final plat of subdivision for the Meadow Estates subdivision and completed a majority of the infrastructure improvements required for residential development to take place. And whereas 2 of the lots in the subdivision were created and zoned to permit multifamily development and have been made available for sale to area developers. And whereas Bond Realty LLC, doing business as the Gorman Company, has submitted an offer to purchase contract for an approximately 2.5 acre site in the Meadows Estates subdivision with the intent on developing an approximately 48 unit market rate apartment building. And now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it hereby accepts and approves the Bond Realty LLC offer to purchase for the reference purchase price, including the following: sale price of $90,000, closing date on or before September 30th, 2022, financing assistance to be provided by a tax increment district number 8, developer to incentive to be negotiated and made part of a development agreement approved by the buyer and seller. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Any questions or comments? Tim, you want to give us a brief description, please?
Yep, the skinny is, and you have this in your packet, but you already know that this is a prototype market rate building. There'll be a combination of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartment units. Somewhat unique, it's a 3-story building. As Toby read, one of the contingencies is we need a developer agreement. Maybe that gets done and hits the next council agenda. I'm not quite sure. That would be our goal. The key component of that is a PAYGO TID contribution. There is a first mortgage lending commitment of $5 million. This is, I think, it's a $6.5 million. It could be near a $7 million total project. Gorman, obviously will provide the balance of the funding. The one thing that I would say that is a little different, and this offer is kind of the same as the offer that on the same lot submitted by Gorman that expired December 31st. And that expired because just with, rapidly increasing construction costs, there was really a lot of heartburn on their part as to how this project could get done. But I will say what is new with this offer, because we have a new zoning ordinance, there is going to be one extra step. So the idea that this would be 48 units on a 2.5 acre parcel, that works density-wise. It is allowed under our zoning ordinance. That's a multifamily zone piece of property, and our most liberal one. They would get 20 units per acre, so 48 would work on a 2.5 acre site. But what is different is in that zoning district, there's a limitation in any one building to 20 units. This is one building, 48 units, so they're going to have to submit under the plan unit development guidelines, and that will involve both the plan commission and council. It's an extra zoning step that will be needed, and a public hearing as well. So it may take us a little extra time to put that in place, but I think that with that developer agreement, that PAYGO TID contribution, I think this project is ready to move forward in this year, and 48 units probably go a long way to helping alleviate, pretty critical shortage of all housing, but particularly on the multifamily market rate side.
Thanks, Tim. Any questions or comments?
Just to clarify, this is the new subdivision, because the names are close. This is the new subdivision, Meadow Estates, over by the fairgrounds, correct?
Yes.
Just so there's no confusion with people. watching.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye as your name is called, and no if you're opposed.
Alderman Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Fire.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye. Thank you, it's unanimous. Resolution number 102, a resolution authorizing the developers agreement with Graymar LLC for redevelopment of the former Meadow Springs Clubhouse site. Alderman Miller, please.
Thank you, Mayor, fellow council members, and citizens. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 102. Whereas the City of Jefferson has accepted and approved an offer to purchase contract from Greenmar LLC to sell an approximately 2.75 acre parcel of property upon which the former Meadow Springs Clubhouse was located. And whereas Greenmar LLC intends to redevelop the property for residential uses, including the construction of approximately 5 duplex structures and 4 single-family home structures on this property. And whereas Greenmar LLC will extend certain public infrastructure to serve the redevelopment area, including public water, sewer, and electric infrastructure and paved public street extension. And whereas the extension of these public infrastructure systems requires that the parties enter into a development agreement setting forth the conditions and requirements of the infrastructure extensions, and whereas the parties have negotiated a development agreement and deemed said agreement ready to be considered by the City Council. And now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it has considered and herein approves the development agreement between the City of Jefferson and Greenmar LLC, which sets forth the conditions and requirements of the extension of public improvements serving the proposed project area. And be it further resolved by the Common Council that the Mayor and City Administrator are authorized and directed to execute the development agreement on behalf of the City of Jefferson, subject to the review and approval of the City Attorney. I so move.
It's been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Tully. Tonight we want to welcome Corey O'Donnell, from representative of Greenmar. Corey, if you wouldn't mind coming forward. If you want to just give us a brief description of the proposal and the outline of the developers agreement.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Corey O'Donnell, Graymar LLC, also Loose Custom Homes. We took a look at this overall site plan, Conservancy Place, and we kind of started the project with 4 single-family lots along Dewey with the assistance of the City of Jefferson, acquiring that under a CSM. And we constructed 4 single-family homes along Dewey. We saw Jefferson as a market that was ready for some single-family housing, and we wanted to step in and see what we could generate for some sales. Activity has actually been very brisk along Dewey. We have all 4 structures completed, 3 of underway, I should say, and 3 of the 4 are under contract. The 4th one's not under contract yet because we haven't listed it for sale. Otherwise, it would be. Interest has been very strong. We have daily leads coming in for the City of Jefferson for housing opportunities, which led us down the path for other opportunities, and that directed us to the site over here on the northwest side of the property. We saw this a great opportunity to put a small stub road in, put 4 or 5 duplex lots on the north side, 4 single-family lots on the south side of the road extension, and have trailhead connections to the existing paths that are in the park. So at the end of the stub road, East Washington Street, we'll be looking at trailhead connections and a small parking area for the project. We saw this as a natural extension to what we're already doing in the area and would like to move forward. We're here with you this evening for that developers agreement, which is basically the rules that sets the standard for us to do the development for the road extension and to move forward with the development of the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Corey?
Corey, the developer's agreement contains an escrow agreement, not a letter of credit like we're accustomed to seeing, but that will be a guarantee that the city will not get shorthanded and have to pay for any of these developments.
Right, so this particular project is all developer funded, so we put up the capital and hire contractors to do the work. We also put up an surety with the City of Jefferson to make sure that the work that we do is to standard, and if we don't execute as we say we will, then there's this guarantee in place that can be utilized by the municipality to complete the work that's taken place. We found a lot of opportunity in Jefferson County between Lake Mills, Watertown, Johnson's Creek, We see Jefferson as a continuation of where Loose Homes builds their homes, and we're looking forward to moving forward on this project this summer.
Anyone have any questions or comments? Corey, what's, maybe you could share with us what your anticipated timeline is for the development of the street and the housing there?
Sure. Moving forward with an approved developers agreement this evening, construction plans would be reviewed by the city. We would place them out for bid with a summer timeline for construction of the infrastructure necessary for development of the site. And then we would move forward with a housing product as soon as building permits are available, as early as August, September.
Good, and one other question. You mentioned the single-family homes on the south side of the street extension there and duplexes on the north side. Would the duplexes be owner-occupied, like a condo duplex, or would that be a rental duplex, or could it be a combination of either?
It could be a combination of either. We see a great opportunity right now with real estate and duplex housing where you have a lot of individuals looking to purchase that, owner occupying one side, renting out the other. We've had quite a bit of success in the area with that type of arrangement. There's even talk within the organization of potential 1 or 2 employees looking at that type of arrangement as well. So.
Good. Thank you. Tim, did you have anything you'd like to add from the city's perspective?
You know, no, I think Chris made mention of the escrow agreement. That's the city's surety that what will be the public improvements actually do get to the finish line should something happen during construction. And I think that's a good surety for the city. I guess the only other thing that maybe is noteworthy to mention, the city does preserve the right to reacquire any of the property should it not develop within 36 months, and that acquisition price is subject to a fair market value determination that's set by an appraisal of the property, and the appraiser is jointly agreed to by the developer and the city. So, you know, I think that's it. Otherwise, pretty straightforward deal.
Good.
Do you have any pictures or anything of what you're gonna build for the?
Oh, zoning is actually what dictates what can be built on each one of the
I mean,
home
do you
sites.
have any designs?
Well, if you see what's been constructed along Dewey Avenue, there's 4 homes that have been started.
Right, I
Okay.
mean the duplexes.
Well, the duplexes, we have brought in,
You did
Staff, yeah.
provide
Yeah, we-
site
Yeah,
plans
but
at
I-
previous meetings.
Correct, I was trying to go back and find them to
Oh.
refresh my memory.
They were just handed out.
I think I have paper copies.
Yeah.
I might have them for you, Peggy.
All right.
What square footage are you looking at for those single families?
all the single-family homes, we're looking at 1,600 square foot ranches.
Questions, any other? If not, Corey, I'm going to ask you to stay there because we'll have another item coming up next. So if there are no other questions or comments, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Fire.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye. It's unanimous. Thank you. Next, resolution number 103, a resolution authorizing the sale of property on South Dewey Avenue to Graymar LLC. Alderman Lars, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson, City of Jefferson, Resolution Number 3. Whereas the City of Jefferson Plan Commission recently approved a preliminary plot subdivision creating 10 single-family residential lots along South Dewey Avenue in the Conservancy Place subdivision, and whereas the city anticipates adopting a final plot of subdivision creating the 10 single-family lots in April of 2022, and whereas the city had previously authorized the option to purchase contract on 4 of these single-family lots with Greenmar LLC, with anticipation that Greenmar LLC would purchase these lots and construct single-family houses. And whereas the Greenmar LLC converted its option for 4 single-family lots to an offer to purchase contract and included and said to purchase contract the purchase of 6 additional single-family lots for the total purchase of 10 single-family lots to be created by the city via adoption of final plot of subdivision, and whereas the city intends to have single-family residence constructed on a 10 single-family lot and to make said available for purchase by area developer, and where therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson that it herein approves and authorizes the offered purchase contract with Grimmer LLC for the purchase of 10 single-family lots located on Conservancy Place subdivision along South Dewey Avenue for the total purchase price of $380,000. As a condition of closing, the city is responsible for installing sewers and electrical system improvements to the lots along with final site grading by September 30th, 2022. A property closing with Grimmer LLC is required to take place within 30 days of the installation and infrastructure improvements, and the final site grading along with the satisfaction of all other conditions to the buyer's obligations to close, and be it further resolved by the Common Council that the appropriate city officials, include the mayor, city administrator, and city clerk, are authorized to direct and execute all documents associated with the sale upon review and consent of the city attorney. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Alderwoman Teeter. And Corey?
This again is a continuation of the lots that have been platted along Dewey Avenue. We're envisioning the same type of product and scope of homes that have been constructed already to continue on the additional 10 lots along Dewey Avenue. We're anticipating minimum house sizes of 1,600 square feet up to 2,000 square feet. Price points on the homes that have currently been built in the area are between $375,000 and $389,000, and we see that price range as the same type and scope as we would complete on these 10 lots.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Questions for Corey or comments? No? Tim?
Just as a quick comment, as Rich read, the option on the first four becomes null and void, assuming this resolution is adopted. And those four lots are just included with the other 6 in this offer to purchase. The selling price is a total of $380,000. That works out on average to $38,000 per lot. And we arrived at that by a blended rate. I think it was 35 on the 4 option and then 40 on the other 6 is how that worked out. This is a little different than the clubhouse site because the city really is selling near developable lots. So we'll be hopefully awarding the sewer improvement on Dewey. We have to install the electric. Bill has the water and sewer laterals included in the contract for the Dewey sewer improvement. And we have the final site grading. I think about the only thing we don't have is gas, and I think that's to be taken care of by the developers, so.
Or cable. It's actually installed in the same trench with electric.
Yeah, the conduit will be there, so, that's a little different on this one than the clubhouse site, but still pretty straightforward, and Mr. Speaker, I'll yield the balance of my time to the city attorney if he's got anything to say.
We still have the right to repurchase.
To require it. Yes.
To repurchase it if they're not developed timely.
What is your anticipated build on those 10?
We're seeing a take rate of 6 to 8 units per year in the community right now, and appetite has still been very strong. As long as we can source the material and work through the supply constraints, we'll be able to hit those targets. It's one of the things that we've been able to manage fairly well is the timelines to get our homes from beginning to completion, as you can see along Dewey, is still within the timeline that we always had, 120 days.
I'm sure you sell that last home, you'll wanna just keep going down the line, right?
Well, that's the plan, and then we will work with the city and the council and look for other opportunities within the city.
Any questions or comments? I think one of the great things about what Luz Homes is doing here is they're filling a need that we have in our community. We've identified our need for housing. We have a need for a variety of housing. We have a need for rental housing, like we just approved with the Gorman Company. We have need for single family and duplex housing of all different price points. And this is probably a little bit on the higher to mid range. We have had some other ones that were a little bit more of an entry level, and this really fits a niche for that's a strong need here in Jefferson. So thank you for your interest. We really appreciate it, Corey.
Yeah, so we look forward to working together.
We do as well. If there are no other questions or comments, I'll entertain, we'll take the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye as Sarah calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Fire. Aye. Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Flowers.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Thank you, it's unanimous.
Thank you for your
Corey.
action.
Next, we move on to resolution number 104, a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for 2022 street and utility improvements. Alderwoman Niles, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, citizens of Jefferson, council members. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 104, authorizing award of contract for the 2022 street and utility improvements. Whereas the City of Jefferson received 4 bids from contractors interested in completing the 2022 street and utility improvements project for Contract A, North Sanborn Avenue. And whereas the value of the lowest bidder is included in the following table. The company is Wolf Paving. The base bid for North Sanborn is $590,977. The alternate one, which is the discounted pipe material, which is $33,637. Alternate 2 is North Street, $236,095. Alternate 3 is Ogden Street with $162,921 to a total of $773,650. Whereas Town and Country Engineering and city staff reviewed the project bid results and recommends award of the base bid and alternate 1 while rejecting alternate 2 and 3 and supplemental bid items for the improvements to North Sanborn Avenue. And whereas the overall bid scope of work included a combination of storm sewer, curb spot replacement, pulverizing, grading, and resurfacing pavement, as well as the installation of new water main and services in North Sanborn Avenue. And whereas of the total bid amount of $557,339, the streets and storm sewer portion of this bid totals $174,028, with $383,311 being associated with water main replacements. And whereas monies for the project have been allocated in the 2022 capital budget and storm sewer fund and water budget. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves the Wolf Paving bid for the 2022 street and utility improvements in the amount of $557,339. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the City Administrator is herein authorized and directed to execute any contract or document associated with the above action on behalf of the City of Jefferson upon the review and consent of the City Attorney. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Byer. And discussion. I'm going to turn it over to Director of Public Works, Bill Pimp.
Sure. Overall, we're really pleased with how this project bid. Wolf Paving was the low qualified bidder. We've done a lot of work with Wolf in the past. Feel very comfortable working with them on this project. As I discussed at the Committee of the Whole, we did have 2 alternates that due to the utility costs we're not able to award. But on a positive side, the work is already designed, so if funding comes available in future years, it's easy enough just to be able to bid those projects and move forward with those. Again, this project extends from East Racine Street to Wilcox Street on North Sanborn. We'll be replacing the water main, pulverizing the street similar to what we did on Plymouth Street. What we've been doing is spot curb repair rather than completely replacing good curb. We just spot repair poor curb that has drainage issues. It's able to save a lot of money doing that way. So as soon as the project is awarded tonight, we'll be in contact with the contractor to discuss construction schedule, but as always, we always anticipate that these projects will be completed by August, so they don't interfere with any school issues.
Great, thanks, Bill. Any questions of Bill or Tim? Hearing none. All in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as your name is called, no if you're opposed.
Alderwoman Teeter.
Aye.
Fire. Aye. Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
It's unanimous, thank you. Resolution number 105, a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for 2022 Dewey Avenue Street improvements. Alderman Young, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 105. Whereas the City of Jefferson received 3 bids from contractors interested in completing South Dewey Avenue Utility Extension Project, and whereas the value of the lowest bidder is included in the following table. Company BKS Excavating, Inc. Base bid $199,676. Alternate 1 sidewalk $61,625. Supplemental bid $3,325. Whereas Town and Country Engineering and city staff reviewed the project bid results and recommends award of the base bid and supplemental bid items while rejecting alternate 1 sidewalk for the improvements to South Dewey Avenue to BKS Excavating, Inc. And whereas the overall bid scope of work includes extension of sanitary sewer main, installation of 10 water and sewer laterals, concrete curb and gutter replacement, and asphalt within South Dewey Avenue right-of-way. And whereas the total project bid amount from BKS Excavating, Inc. for the base bid and supplemental bid items is $203,000 or $203,001. And whereas monies for the project have been allocated in the 2022 capital budget, now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves the BKS excavating bid for the Dewey Avenue utility extension in the amount of $203,001. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the city administrator is herein authorized and directed to execute any contract or document associated with the above action on behalf of the City of Jefferson upon review and consent of the city attorney. I so move.
It's been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lars, and I'll turn this over to Bill.
Again, we're pleased with the bidding on this. We had 3 competitive bids on this project. BKS Excavating is a local contractor that we have worked with in the past. Essentially what this project is extending utilities for the contract that you just approved to Graymar for the utility extensions along Dewey. Priority-wise, we certainly are aware of the schedule that Graymar has, so we're going to be looking to start this project as soon as possible. Again, the only rejection we're looking at is the sidewalk bid on that. We did include that as an alternate. The estimate on sidewalk was conservatively at $40,000. It came in over $60,000 with this particular contractor, so that's why we're rejecting that. But overall, this project will be moving forward this spring, and it'll make a lot developable for Graymar to continue construction.
Thank you, Bill. Does anyone have any questions of Bill or comments? So just to clarify, this is coming from the south to the north.
Correct.
And the 4 lots that are already there are serviced from the north to the south.
That's correct.
Is this going to be a continuous, or are these going to be kind of 2 different?
2 separate, they don't need to extend,
Two separate.
correct.
Thank you. If there are no other questions or comments, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye. As Sarah calls your name, know if you're opposed.
Alderwoman Fire. Aye. Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
It's unanimous, thank you. Resolution number 106, a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for 2022 alley and parking lot improvements. Alderman Tully, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Opperman. City of Jefferson, Resolution Number 106, authorizing award of contract for the 2022 alley and parking lot improvements. Whereas the City of Jefferson received 4 bids from contractors interested in completing the 2022 alley and parking lot improvements project at Riverside Alley. And whereas the value of the lowest bidder is included in the following table. Company Wolf Paving, base bid $266,178. Alternate utility laterals, $14,000. Supplemental bid items, 1 through 20, $103,800. Whereas Town and Country Engineering and city staff reviewed the project bid results and recommends award of the base bid, alternate bid, and supplemental bid items 1 through 20 to Wolf Paving. And whereas the base bid and alternate bid scope of work included pulverizing and resurfacing Riverside Alley, resurfacing the existing municipal parking lot, pavement marking, extending water and sewer laterals for future construction. And whereas 20 supplemental bid items include costs for resurfacing private asphalt parking lot areas will be completed if agreements are made between the city and individual property owners. And whereas the total project bid amount for the base bid and alternate bid is $280,178 with supplemental bid items totaling $103,800. And whereas monies for the project have been allocated in the 2022 capital budget, now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves the Wolf Paving bid for the 2022 alley and parking lot improvements in the amount of $383,978. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the City Administrator is herein authorized and directed to execute any contract or document associated with the above action on behalf of the City of Jefferson upon the review and consent of the City Attorney. The city intends to fund this improvement with proceeds from the issuance of general obligation bonds or notes and will reimburse any city funds advanced to the project from said proceeds. I so move.
It's been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Miller. And Bill.
So once again, this project is the second half of the Riverside Alley project that started last year with Jefferson Utilities. Their work is ongoing right now. That'll be wrapping up by June 30th, at which time the city's contract will start. Essentially what we're going to be doing is pulverizing the existing pavement along Riverside Alley, resurfacing that, paving the parking lot. Essentially it's down behind Felton's. The alternate in this case is extending water and sewer laterals to the south of the location of the existing sheds that Camila uses. We're extending laterals so that we're essentially planning for the potential for a facility or a bathroom that could potentially be constructed down there. We don't have to disturb the asphalt in the future, so we're just planning ahead, putting those in. The supplemental bid items, there's 20 supplemental bid items, and those are for paving private parking areas adjacent to Riverside alleys. Letters will be sent out to property owners, giving them the opportunity to contract with the city to have Wolf Paving remove, grade, and pave their parking lots. I expect those letters will go out in the next week or so. Any property owners that will contract with the city, those costs will be passed directly onto them. So the city will be fronting the money, or putting the money up front with the contract, and then being reimbursed by the individual homeowners or business owner. There is no obligation for the businesses or the owners to participate in that if they so choose not to.
Okay, but they would realize significant savings by the economies of scale by having it done at the same time.
Exactly.
So it's a good opportunity for the business owners along Main Street or that border on Riverside Alley.
Correct.
And Bill, they would have to put up half the money before the construction started.
That's what I have in the letter currently. Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, is there any questions of Bill or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of resolution number 106, please signify by saying aye as Sarah calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Meyer. Aye.
It is unanimous, thank you. Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to closed session pursuant to section 19.85, parent 1C, Wisconsin state statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility to hire a full-time wastewater treatment plant operator.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Lars, second by Alderwoman Teeter. All in favor, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. All if you're opposed.
Alderman Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Fire. Aye. Niles. Aye.
Thank you. We will go into closed session now. We will reconvene briefly and take a vote on this potential hire. We'll have resolution number 107, a resolution authorizing the hire of a full-time wastewater treatment plant operator. Alderwoman Teeter, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and City of Jefferson. Resolution number 107, whereas the position of wastewater operator has been vacant since November of 2021, and it has been determined to be the best interest of the wastewater utility that the position be filled when a qualified applicant has been identified. And whereas the Personnel Committee has reviewed this candidacy and is recommending that Ryan Schradel meets the requirements of the position. The recommendation of the Personnel Committee is to hire Ryan Schradel to fill the vacant position of wastewater operator, and now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that herein approves and authorizes the hire of Ryan Schradel to fill the vacant position of wastewater plant operator, subject to the following parameters. He shall successfully pass a pre-employment physical, drug, and alcohol screening. His starting salary should be $28.25 per hour and be placed at a classification 6 on the City of Jefferson compensation plan, and he will be placed on the PTO benefits schedule at the 7 years of service step. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderwoman Byer. Any questions, comments, discussion?
This was unanimous earlier at personnel.
Thank you. Tim, you want to just reiterate the value of hiring Mr. Schradel?
Yep, this does fill a vacant position at the wastewater utility that currently has existed for several months. The individual proposed, Ryan Schradel, comes with excellent references and has all his wastewater license credentials, which is a particularly big benefit for the wastewater utility.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions of Tim or Ron? Hearing none. All in favor of the hire of Mr. Ryan Schradel, please signify by saying aye as your name is called.
Alderman Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Fire.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Before we adjourn, I just would like to point out the upcoming retirement of one of our streets crew members, Brian Fromutter. Brian served us well for many years here, and he's a valuable asset to the city, and he will certainly be missed. There will be a recognition for Brian on Friday, April 1st at the Public Works Garage from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Lars, seconded by Mrs. Niles. All in favor on a voice vote, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Thank you. We are adjourned. Good night.